Liz Griner, this is Sandy Wargo. Please respond to On the Scene.
Copy that, Sandy. I'm en route.
Hi, my name is Chief Joe Crines of the Novato Police Department. I'm here with Chief Mark Revere from the Novato Fire Protection District. We are both very excited to have the opportunity to bring you this first show, and which will be the first of many. We're going to have a great opportunity to share some educational information with you, to provide you with some safety tips, to provide you with some information as how you can better protect yourself. We will have some programs that will teach you about child safety seats, as we'll discuss this evening. We'll talk about identity theft. We'll talk about all sorts of great topics and be able to provide all sorts of great information for you in the future. And Chief Revere is going to discuss some of the great topics that we'll also be talking about from a fire perspective here and in the future.
Hi, my name is Mark Revere. I'm the Fire Chief of the Novato Fire Protection District. We're excited about this new program. We're excited about the ability to bring you new safety tips into your home.
We hope that you're going to tune in on a regular basis. We look forward to sharing information with you throughout the course of this program, and we look forward for you to have the opportunity to provide us with topics that you would also be interested in. So with that, stay tuned, sit back, relax, and enjoy the program.
Thank you, Chief Crines and Chief Revere, for that great introduction. I'm Liz Griner with the Novato Police Department.
And I'm Sandy Wargo with the Novato Fire District. And welcome to
On the Scene.
Today we have lots of topics that we'd like to talk to you about. One of them is specially designed about car seat safety. And so I'd like to have Liz explain a little bit about car seat safety and how she became a technician.
Great, thanks, Sandy. I am a certified technician to be able to help you install your car seats. And I actually brought one today so I can hopefully walk it through so you can see how it's actually done. Hands-on is always a little bit better. I know the manuals are a little hard and difficult to read now. So, I know a lot of people also ask, what is the law? That's really big. I get a lot of calls at the station about exactly how old does your child have to be to still be in a car seat. Your child actually has to be 6 years old or 60 pounds before they can come out of a car seat of any kind. So I just want to make sure that all the parents kind of remember that. A lot of the kids want to get out a lot quicker. So your child has to be 6 years old or 60 pounds. I get a lot of questions on that.
I can imagine.
So I brought an infant seat with me today. So I'd like to kind of go through the seat with you and show you some of the new designs the seats have gotten now. So if we want to step over to the car, we'll go through it.
That'd be great. Let's go.
Great. Well, today I brought an infant car seat to show you kind of the new features of a car seat and how to actually install it in a vehicle. So we're actually going to be going inside the vehicle. But I wanted to show you a little bit about the car seat before we go in. When new parents take it out of the box for the first time, they're not quite sure what some of the features are. On the base, which actually is installed in your car, a lot of folks don't know what this is. This is the latch system. The manufacturers decided ease of use for parents to install it would be to put a latch system on all the new seats. And that's what this is for. Actually, you don't use it on every time you install the vehicle. So we'll go over that on what type of vehicle you have and what kind of seats you have. On the actual carrier of the seat, which I brought with me, they've made it a lot easier to have the parents know the child needs to be sitting at a 45-degree angle when they're rear-facing in the car. The manufacturers actually put a dial or a line on the seat to kind of guide you, to let you know when it's at a right angle. Once we get the base installed, we'll go ahead and put this in, and then I'll show you the dial and you'll see what I mean. So we'll go ahead and start to go into the vehicle with the seat. Okay, so once we get the vehicle opened and the car seat in, you also must make sure that you get your vehicle manufacturer's instructions. A lot of cars will not allow you to use the latch system in the center position. So make sure you check that before you think of installing it in the center position. I will go ahead and show you how to do the latch system, and I'm also going to show you how to install with the seat belt so that you have both of them down. We'll go ahead and start with the latch system, which is the bands that I showed you out there. You take your first latch system and you go ahead and you feel there is a bar on each side of your seat. If you go down between your seats, you'll see the bars in here. What those are used for is to actually install a car seat. So you go ahead and you take your little hook and you hook it over the bar. You feel with your fingers and you hear it snap in. Go ahead and take the other side, over, feel for your bar, and snap in. Once you get it in, you now need to make sure that the base is tight. The base cannot move more than 1 inch from side to side. So you take all your weight onto the base, you take your little tail that's left, and you pull. Kind of leverage yourself, and you pull, pull, pull till you get a really good fit in there. Then you take your hand at the base and you go from side to side, pulling. If the seat does not move more than 1 inch, then it's in properly. Then you go ahead and you take the carrier part and you place it on the base. Now, we're going to go ahead and show you how to do it using the seat belt, because if your vehicle does not allow you to use the latch system in the center, you absolutely want to make sure that you know how to properly install it using the seat belt. You can store your latch system right around the back of the base and just hook it in so it's out of the way. You take your lap shoulder belt, you feed it through the exact same position. We're going to go ahead and feed it through. Bring it out. And you latch it. Now, one thing about when you install with a seat belt, a lot of times you must use what is called a locking clip, and that is found on the back of the carrier. This device is actually a locking clip, and it will actually lock your seat belt in place for you. Once you get the seat in and you've pulled your seat belt as tight as you can get it so it doesn't move more than 1 inch from side to side, now to lock your seat belt in place, you have to hold it, unclip it. I'm going to show you how to put the latch. All right, so to get the locking clip on, you put your lap and seat together, your lap and shoulder together. You go ahead and bend it in, and you feed it through each opening. And it takes a little bit of practice, so don't get discouraged. You'll be able to get it on. Once you get it on, your lap and seat belt are actually, lap and shoulder belt are actually locked into place now. You've now locked your seat belt, so then you take it back across, you hold the seat down, you lock your seat belt in, and it is locked into place. Then you just want to double check, make sure that your seat does not move again more than 1 inch from side to side. Then you can go ahead and put the carrier on the case. So I'm going to get the carrier. We're going to fit it in the base because it always can, that's what you take in and out. You check your dial on the side and make sure the seat is at a proper 45-degree angle. Once you have the child in, you make sure the harness straps are snug on the shoulders. When the child is in the rear-facing position, the harness straps have to be at or below the shoulder blades. So just kind of remember that, at or below the shoulder blades. This little clip is called a chest clip. That means at the chest level, right at the child's armpit level, this should be. So, you've got your car seat in, make sure your handle's down and you're ready to go and your child is secure in the seat. So remember, if you have the option, the safest place for your car seat is the rear seat in the center position.
Wow, that was really interesting. I learned a lot from that segment. I also noticed that people call us a lot in regards to what would they do if, there's vehicles coming along behind them or on the side and they don't know where to pull over to. Do I go to the left if there's emergency vehicles in the background, or do I go to the right? And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. Now that you know that your family's safe in that car seat and buckled up inside your car, I think it's really important to know that you need to pull over to the right. So take a look at this segment.
When you see emergency lights or you hear sirens, if it's safe, move to the right side of the road. Give emergency responders those precious moments to save someone's life or protect their property. Every second counts. Move over to the right. So make the right move.
That was great, Sandy. So we just want you to remember, if you see lights, move to the right.
It's really important.
It really is.
We appreciate it too.
Yes. We want you to be safe, and we want our officers and firefighters to also be safe when they're responding. So, Sandy, I heard you brought a fire extinguisher today. It'd be great to show everyone how to actually use a fire extinguisher.
I get a lot of calls. People call us all the time about how do I use a fire extinguisher? How big should the fire be to use a fire extinguisher? If I use a fire extinguisher, is that going to kick me back and make me fall over? Is it going to explode if I'm carrying it in my vehicle? And there's all sorts of tips and trades type things to do to be able to use a fire extinguisher safely. If you are carrying a fire extinguisher in your vehicle, make sure that every month or so you take it out and you shake it upside down, and it's not going to explode. But what that happens is it loosens up the powder inside the fire extinguisher. That way it doesn't get compacted from the vibration of the car.
Wow, that's a lot of information. Let's see it in real time. Let's go over to it.
All right. A lot of folks call me and ask me some questions about fire extinguishers, and we do provide fire extinguisher training here in Novato. But I wanted to let you know there's a couple of things to take a look at fire extinguishers. They're not as dangerous or scary as some people say. They're very easy to use. And in fact, if you think about it, the amount of pressure that comes out of a fire extinguisher is if you were to have a garden hose and it was on full blast, and then you kinked it over, and then when you unkink it, that's the amount of pressure that's coming out of a fire extinguisher. So it's very easy to use. There's a couple of things I wanted to let you know, though, that you should look at when you have your fire extinguisher. You want to make sure that it's an ABC fire extinguisher. A stands for common combustibles. What you're looking for there is cardboard, wood, cloth, paper. B also covers flammable liquids, such as gasoline. And C stands for electrical components, charged electrical components. This type of fire extinguisher covers all three. So the best type of fire extinguisher to have is to be able to cover all three. A, common combustible, B, flammable liquids, and C, charged electrical. These are the types that you would see in schools and businesses, and you should also have them in your homes. Good places to have a fire extinguisher would be in your kitchen, in the cabinet, in a garage, and even in your back bedroom. What I'm looking for on your fire extinguisher is you want to take a look and make sure that it's in a charged position. So on the dial there's a green section, and that would tell you that it's charged. Charged means that there's air pressure inside of it. It doesn't mean that it's going to blow up or explode. Lots of people think that if they drop the fire extinguisher or if they shake it, then it's going to explode, and that doesn't happen. I've actually retrieved a fire extinguisher from a fire. It was burnt on the outside, and it was fine and ready to use. The other thing that we want to make sure is that you have a pin and that you have the plastic guard on the pin. That tells me that this fire extinguisher has never been used. So I'm looking at the charge and the pin. When I'm getting ready to use the fire extinguisher, I want to be able to twist the pin, which we call pull. There's an acronym called PASS, P-A-S-S. P stands for pull, so I'm going to pull the pin, and that would break off the plastic holder. And then I'm going to go ahead and take out the nozzle or the hose, and I'm going to aim, so that would be the A of pass. And then I would squeeze the handle, that's the S, and then I'm going to sweep at the base of the fire. You're actually sweeping the nozzle from side to side to be able to cover all the way around the fire to be able to put it out. So when you're getting ready to use your fire extinguisher, you want to make sure that you're about 6 to 8 feet away from the fire. You're going to be squeezing the handle, and as you squeeze the handle, you're going to sweep side to side, and that sweeping side to side motion at the base of the fire will help put the fire out. At that point, when you see that the fire is out, it's a great idea to go ahead and walk backwards from the fire and set your fire extinguisher down onto the ground. That indicates that you've used the fire extinguisher and someone else wouldn't grab it to use it the next time.
Thanks for watching. Hope you learned a little bit about what programs we offer and things that we can help you with. We do have an email account. If you have questions you want to ask the fire department or the police department, we'll be happy to answer those for you next month. So you can email us, and the email address will be on the screen. You can also, of course, call us if you'd like to set up an appointment to have your car seat installed, or if you have a question for Sandy, you need some help with the fire extinguisher. My number is 415-899-7017.
And if you have any questions or if you'd like to know some extra information on one of our shows coming up, just call me at 878-2623.
And next month, I think we're going to be talking about senior safety.
Oh, all kinds of senior safety. I think it'll be a really good show. We've got folks who call us all the time about trip and fall and identity theft and all kinds of things that you can do to protect your seniors or your elderly at home.
Absolutely. So hope you tune in next month.
And thanks for tuning in.